Welcome back to What It Takes, the show where we figure out what it takes. Today we're training with Cammy, also known as the Bespoke Coach, and today we'll be taking through us 1 hour sessions. Ready to go?
No problem at all.
Perfect.
It's bird dogs, okay? So we're going to go hands and knees, and we're going to go opposite leg and opposite arm, keeping the core tight, like you're going to take a punch, and kicking the arm and leg straight back. I don't want kicking up, you'll feel it in your lower back. So straight out, stretching towards the wall, down, and then switch. Keeping the core tight, everything balanced, okay?
And how long have you been doing this then, Cammy?
Just about 3.5, 4 years. So see your leg kick it straight back rather than up. Yeah, 3.5, 4 years. I started my first year and I had one client and my mum was the other client I had. So I was working part-time, 3 different jobs to try and get everything going. And then I'd done a giveaway at Christmas and it happened to be 4 fighters that won the giveaway. So they went on and they all won by either stoppage or decision. So every single one of them won. And then it just kind of started building. I started slowly building up some fighters, done a few sponsorships and stuff. And then, yeah, it started progressing from there.
And how did you actually get into doing strength and
conditioning? So I was always around kind of fitness, martial arts my whole life. I'm also sports in general, like I was a golfer. I was in America for golf on a scholarship, so I was learning a little bit of weightlifting and stuff there, specifically for golf, so a lot of rotational stuff. Then we're going to move on to plank next. Okay. So when we're doing the plank, shoulder and elbow in line, bum slightly raised, and then we're going to push the elbows into the ground and squeeze your bum. Good. So I was in America, and I kind of fell away from it. And I came back and I built a landscaping company. But again, I didn't really think that was for me anymore. I was a bit overstressed. I had 6 boys working for me and my business partner, and it started to just kind of crumble a wee bit. I collapsed on site and I really just had to change my life a wee bit. Side plank now. So I thought, you know what, it's time for a change. We will do something that I like to do. I started lifting weights. I was 57 kilo when I started lifting weights. And I was like, I need to figure this out. So I got myself a PT, started lifting, went to the gym 6-7 days a week, every single day, was training like mad. And then I started kind of just thinking, this is something I'm going to do, because I was really into the details of my things, body mechanics. I really like body mechanics. It's the same with golf, like everything I like to understand why the body does everything. So it's not just lifting for me, it's more like how to use your body and how your body performs essentially through certain things. Switch sides. So I found that going down the PT route would be something I like to do. Didn't realise how hard it was to build the business, mind you, because I built a business before this, like I say, and it was much, much easier because the PT business is a tough one. Most people fail it within the first year. But I decided I'm going to do that. The reason I kind of picked the fighters, I don't know, again, it was the giveaway kind of thing. I didn't really like training the public. They were half-arsing it. They were not turning up for sessions. They were kind of half committed. And then as soon as it was fighters, mate, it was like locked in. And I was like, I like this. This is what I want to be dealing with. It didn't even have to be fighters. It was just more athletes, like people that wanted to actually do it properly. Lying on your back, we're going to do single leg crunches. So we're going to go hands in the abs, breathe out till you feel your lower back hit the floor. And then we're going to crunch up nice and slow, 5 reps. So that's kind of how I went into that kind of field of things. I had enough of everything else I was doing. I've never really worked for MD, so I've always wanted to do something myself, and then I've always been around that kind of fitness environment. I started karate when I was 2-3 years old. I was born on a golf course, so I've done loads of different things, man. But yeah, fitness was always kind of something I've always been interested in. And I actually hurt myself deadlifting one day, and I was like, I need to understand how this works properly. So that's kind of how I started doing it, mate. I just wanted something that was free like something I enjoyed that I could do. Go hands clamped to your ribs, underhand, supinated grip, and pull apart. Okay. Working your rotator cuff, 5 reps. Aye, that's the kind of base of it, mate. Like my wife's my support system, 100%. She keeps me in the straight and narrow. She keeps me, she shouts at me if I need it, put it that way. Yeah. I need that though. I need somebody that's going to call me out my shit and tell me if I'm being lazy or whatever. Because it can happen, man. Especially my wee brain, it goes a million miles an hour. Good man. And then next thing we're going to do, overhand, pull the shoulders back and down. And we're not pulling with your arms, I want you to pull your delts, okay? So we're going pull, nice and controlled, back in, 5 reps, then we'll get into some lifting. Good, mate. Cool. Lovely.
And you said she does the same kind of like thing as you.
Yeah.
How, and outside of like maybe combat sports, and is there any sports you want to work with more?
Any outside of combat sports?
Yeah.
Outside of combat sports, but me to work with is coaching?
Yeah.
Nah.
No.
Nah.
It's just mainly combat sports.
I want to stick to my niche, mate.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not really interested in anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I find things. I find when I find something I like, I usually just
stick to it. Yeah.
because I found something that's working for me. I know the market. I know how to train the people. I know how. I've now built a community and like people. Like I'm in England, and somebody's tapping me on the shoulder. It's bizarre, mate. But
Yeah.
I don't really like football. I'm not really into football and high rocks and stuff. It's not my kind of stuff, mate. So I would say I'll just stick to my combat sports. But maybe golf at some point.
Yeah.
When I'm older. But
Follow your roots.
Follow my roots, but nah, definitely combat sports. Definitely combat sports. That was what I would say, to be fair. Yeah, combat sports would be my only thing I would really want to work with. Because the reason being, like, I'm not saying this in a bad way, but a lot of people think they want to train, but when you're going to fight somebody, you need to train.
Yeah, you've got no choice.
Otherwise you're going to get hurt, and it's not going to be a good day. So I would say that's one of the biggest things for me. Aye. We'll do some pull-ups now. So we'll teach you how to do proper pull-ups. Okay.
Right.
So when you do pull-ups, we want to do a thing called a false grip. Okay. So we don't want to have your hand here. We want to have your hand actually over the bar, and we'll try to bend the bar with this part of your hand here, and we're going to externally the shoulders, and then pull up to the bar here, down, chest to the bar, and back down. Okay. We're going to go for 3 to 5 reps. See how you go on. Good man, hands over a wee touch more. Good, there, yep. And then down all the way, and then back up. There you go. Nice, mate. Good. Better than me at that. Nice. Last one. Solid. Good, mate. Nice. Good pull-ups. Nice. Most folks struggle then. Bars are cold, aren't they?
I was expecting it.
Bars are cold. But aye.
What about then, you know, outside of your training, what is your goals for this year?
My goals?
Yeah.
My goals would be, well, I'm having a baby. That's number one priority. So I want to sell my house and get a bigger house.
Yeah.
Because I've been in my house for 6.5 years. It's time to move on. Just keep building clients and then build my massage clients as well.
Yeah.
And just make sure that I've got time. Well, I actually would like to make my wife not have to work. That's my goal. That's my biggest goal. Make sure I've got a nice house and my wife doesn't have to do work. If she wants to work, she can, but the option
is there.
Yeah, that's my plan. Because to give back to her, because she committed to me for 3 years basically before I even made a penny. Same with the landscape business. She was the one that offered to buy me my van and everything as well. So she's been there the whole time for me. So I would like to give her back that kind of chance to raise the kids and be mum basically.
Right, so you know, you talking about the goals for yourself. Have you got any fitness goals, maybe?
So my problem with fitness goals is I become obsessed with them and I neglect everything else. So I need to. My fitness goals are train my Muay Thai, sparring once a week.
Yeah.
Do 2 runs a week and lift twice a week. That's my goals for now. That's all I care about, because I was going to do an Ironman. This was my plan.
Yeah.
And then my wife got pregnant. So I was like, shit, I can't do the Ironman really, and then commit to working and having the massage course and the wife. I mean, it was just too much. And I'll burn myself out. So basically what I done was at the start of the year, no, was it the start of the year? No, it wasn't the start of the year, because this is the start of the year. End of last year, I decided, right, I'm going to do an Ironman next for my 30th, so next year. And started running, started swimming, was doing 50k on the bike every single day, swimming 1 to 2k every day, running, and then one day I ran a half marathon, cycled 50k and swam 2k, and I was just ill for a week, mate. I was just, my nervous system couldn't handle it because I didn't build it up slowly, which I know I should have done, but I was only meant to run 12k and I ran 24k or something stupid.
Just double.
I just doubled it, mate, because I was like, this is easy, I'm going. Nah, I don't want to have too many fitness goals because it'll overtake my life. Like I said to you earlier on with the jiu-jitsu, I used to train jiu-jitsu 3 times a day, every single day pretty much. I become obsessed with it. and I neglect my wife, I neglect my dogs, I neglect my business sometimes. So I don't want that. I don't want that. I just want balance in my fitness life is what I would say. As I'm getting older, I'm like learning to mature a wee bit.
And, you know, looking for that balance, what do you do outside then of like your business to kind of like maybe relax more in your day to day?
Eating food, chilling with my family and stuff. Like, I don't go out, I don't drink or anything really. I'll drink at Christmas and stuff when I kind of have to, because my father-in-law likes a drink, so he's like, you know, he wants me to have a whiskey with him and stuff like that. But I'm not really into my drinking. So I try and avoid it, to be honest, because I've drank enough in my past life. But yeah, my chill times just spend time with my family really. I work 7 days a week, so I can't really do too much. But yeah, that's probably what I would say I do for my chill time. So next time I'm going to do banded floor press.
Okay.
Bands wrapped around you, obviously. When you're doing this, I don't want you holding the dumbbell in your fingers. I want you holding it through here, okay, and then gripping with your pinky pressure. We'll come down onto the floor. We're going to kick back and have these up in the air. Shoulders back and down. Okay, I'll show you that in a wee second again. And what I want you to do is I want you bringing the dumbbells slightly forward to feel your lats come on. Once you feel your lats come on, we're going to roll the dumbbells down, and we're getting the wrist and the elbow in line, and we're going to drive up nice explosively. So big deep breath in, shoulders back and down, drive hard, okay? 5 of them. When I say back and down, I mean back and down.
Okay.
Okay, so you're trying to pull your scapula back and down. And then we're going to do ball slams, okay? So we're going to go up on the toes, create triple extension, and slam as hard as you can. 5, then 5.
Got it. And you said you've been sparring Muay Thai. Where have you been training then?
Glasgow Thai Boxing Academy, GTBA. The boys over there are really welcoming to me. I coach about 8 of them as well, so most of the boys are my clients, so they batter me. But it's really good in there, mate. I really enjoy it. It's like a wee family kind of environment. It feels like they all run as a team. They all do everything as a team. I really like that aspect of it, and they've looked after me. Good man, up on the toes. Good, 1, 2, harder. 3, that's it. 4, last one. 5, nice. Yeah, GTB is kind of where I go because it's close by. I can go on a Saturday morning after I go my run. Cause I do a wee run at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, and then I go straight to GTBA for sparring. That's just what I've kind of been doing the last 10, 12 weeks or so, and I'm really enjoying it, getting a wee bit better, taking a tasting every week.
And how have you been finding putting like more Muay Thai into your sessions?
I think it helps me mentally, because I get going, if I've got any stress or anger, I get going, I've got to deal with it face on, like I've got to punch each other about, and you kind of forget about a lot of stuff as well when you're getting pasted with punches and kicks to the head and sore pains. You're like, I can't even think about what I'm doing today. I've just got to deal with fighting somebody now. But it's really good, mate. Like, I think it's an important thing to do, like especially replacing the jiu-jitsu with the Muay Thai. It gives me something that I can kind of get my expression out and create my own style almost as well a wee bit. Like, I get to be a bit artistic with it, because I've got a really weird style with having a karate background and stuff as well. I've got quite kick heavy, and I like to flick my leg about everywhere, and I don't just have a traditional kind of style. So I get to just have fun, basically, something new. I'm not expecting to be great. Do you know what I mean? I get to there's no pressure. I'm just going in having fun.
Having fun sparring,
and I think that's important, mate. I think that's really important. That's why I don't want to get too obsessed with it, because like when you start thinking about, I need to fight, I need to do this, I need to do that, it starts becoming fun. I want to have fun with my training. Like, that's my goals. Like I say, I'm going to be a dad. I need to not worry about me. It's not about me anymore. It's about my kid and stuff next. So that's what I think anyway. I'm going to keep my training up once a week on do a bit of Muay Thai, do a bit of pads and PTs sometimes as well when I can. But as long as I get my sparring in once a week, I'll be happy.
Yeah, fair enough.
What about you? What's your fitness goals?
Oh God,
I'll be interviewing it.
I want to fight again.
You want to fight? Nice.
Aye.
Drive hard. Good. Drive.
I think that's the main one for Lily's fitness.
Nice. Good. Have fun. Nice, mate. Good.
I just fight, see how that goes, and then
see what happens.
Aye.
Still young, mate. You've got plenty of time. Good, mate. One more. Nice. And make sure I've still got enough time for my family, because like I say, I obsess over everything. Same with work, like I'll just not stop, and I'll burn out or I'll be pissed off and in a mood that it's not even to do with anything else. It's just because I've burnt out and I've worked too hard.
How do you deal with burnout best?
I'm the worst at burnout, mate. I'm shit. I'm not very good at dealing with burnout. I find it hard to take days off, mate. I don't know if it's like I've got something in my brain that I'm dealing with, or that, like that's maybe how I kind of calm my own brain, because I've got a lot of things in my own head that I deal with on a daily basis. But work kind of cancels that all out for me. So I tend to work, or train to keep the voices out of my head, kind of thing. So for burnout, for me, it's being aware of hurting the people around me, like my family and stuff, and not pushing things too much to be about me. Again, it's all about changing it to not be about me. That's for me. That's one of the biggest things. I don't know if you can say this, but I learned all this on a mushroom trip. So
Quite a lot of athletes say that, actually.
Learned a lot about this on mushroom trips. I've done mushrooms 5 times. I've got them tattooed on me now as well. Started doing mushrooms, not abusing them, learning them maybe once every 6 months or so. And I've done that 2 years ago. I started taking them, and I had a massive, like, complete breakthrough and started understanding a bit more about myself and stuff. Don't know if it was age or if it was mushrooms, but the mushrooms definitely showed me a lot of things that I needed to fix in my life, a lot of things to grow up on, and a lot of things that I needed to leave behind and drop the ego sometimes as well. So I would say that's one of the biggest things that actually changed my life, was taking mushrooms.
Why did you start taking mushrooms?
Why did I start taking mushrooms? I don't know. I actually don't know why I started taking mushrooms. I've always kind of had an interest in them. I've always kind of researched them. I was taking like the other ones, like the lion's mane, the reishi, all the other things. So I was like, why not try the magic ones and see what actually happens? Like, I'm not going to be stupid and go in and take crazy amounts. I took like 2 grams or something. But I'll learn more than that 2 grams than any other person could have really taught me, which was, it's hard to explain because it's so out of this world. But it changed my perspective. I had to confront a lot of things from my past when I was younger, doing stupid stuff, and a lot of things to do with my relationship with my father. So I don't talk to my dad anymore, but he was like my superhero growing up, so it was quite a weird transition to not be in my life anymore, which is quite a hard thing to deal with. So that's maybe what part of why I'm so obsessive with working and training, just to not have my thoughts in my own head. And that's why I want to have my kid be in a good position with a good father to look after. Oh, lovely.
Still almost like that.
That's all right. But yeah, man, I would say like taking the mushrooms made a big difference, and having them kind of chats, them hard chats that are about like, you can't do everything. You can't, like, even if you want to do everything, like, it's not going to be the best thing for you. I don't know if you've heard the analogy as well, like, every lottery winner, like, if everyone won the lottery, everyone would be unhappy, because like, a lot of lottery winners destroy their lives with the money. They're not ready to take on these tasks and stuff like that.
Because they've now got
too much, mate. Like, they don't know how to deal with it, and then they self-destruct. So it's the same kind of thing for me. Like, when I work my ass off or I do something too much to the extent, I'm just like, that's probably not a good thing for me to do. Like, it's actually going backwards, if anything. But yeah, I just think I would rather have a nice life where it's low stress. I say low stress, I'm the king of stress, but low stress, and have my family around me and quiet time, mate. I'm not bothered about being flashy and showy or having everything in the world. I don't care about materialistic things anymore. I used to want to have everything improve every day. That's a phase you go through when you're younger. Buying all the nice clothes and having a nice car and all that shit. I just couldn't care less anymore about all that stuff. But yeah.
And talking about, we'll go into like the relationships and that you've had with your family. Has that taught you how you want to be a dad?
Yeah, 100%, mate. I believe, well, I do a lot of meditation and stuff, so I don't know if you've ever done meditation or anything like that, but I believe, and I'm also Reiki qualified, so I'm quite into my energies and my meditation and stuff. And I found that, like, I believe that my dad and my mum met and had to have this life to create me to break the spell almost, to like break the pattern of not looking after. Like, my dad's a very, very hard worker, obsessive worker, can't fault him in that, but he's done what I do. Like, I can see the patterns of me being him with the obsessive working and not worrying about anybody else and just thinking like tunnel vision, go. So I think like that lesson and starting to look back and reflect on these things is like making me a better person overall. And I think it has to happen because I could have just went on the wrong path, mate. I actually found, well, this is going to go on a new tangent again. I found God this year, well, last year. I was a complete atheist before, and I had a mad experience that kind of made me believe in God, and I just kind of started changing my ways in my mind, and like I said, being less selfish and trying to look after others more and a bit more, just be more caring for people and be a nicer person. I wasn't not nice before, but I was very selfish. I recognise that now. Like, but I think I needed to be selfish to get to where we are now. If I was just nice to everybody and
the full time,
and didn't put work in and didn't want to I wanted to think about my family and all that all the time, I wouldn't be where I am. Like I had to obsess over this for a while, but now that I've got it to a point where I'm functioning, I've got a business and stuff, and it's doing okay.
Yeah.
I don't have to be that person as much anymore. I still have that ability to tune into that, but I need to recognise when I'm going too far.
Going too far and
hurting others.
And keep that balance again.
Exactly, because balance is the key. Again, mushrooms taught me that as well. I used to smoke a hell of a lot of weed, and I've kind of wrapped that as well because I was noticing bad patterns with that. Like any day I was coming home, I was just like, I need to smoke, and I've still smoked, but I've been way more in control of it recently the last 3 months because I smoked every day for 7 years, like obsessively, really, really bad. But again, I don't know if that was just to escape reality and get away from like my own thoughts in my head, because as soon as like quiet moment, I'm just like, can't cope with it, do you know what I mean? But like I say, with the meditation and learning how to breathe and I've done a few things. I went and looked at like cold water therapy for a while as well. And I found that was working really well. But again, I got bored of it. I don't know why, I just got bored of it. But I like the yoga and the meditation side of things. That really calmed my brain. And I feel a hell of a lot from it. I get a lot of visions and like I get colours and all sorts of stuff that comes to me and kind of gives me information that I'll take on board. And I think, right, how can I put this into action? It might not make sense as well at the time, but I'll maybe look back in a month's time and I'll be like, oh, in that meditation I seen this or like something happened. And it sounds mental, but when I meditate, it's almost like I'm on mushrooms when I get into that deep state. And I've been meditating for about 8 months now. And the last 2-3 months, mate, it's been like a hell of a lot of visuals. Like, it's wild. Like, I've started understanding how to do it. I went and I've been doing, like I said, I was into Reiki. I got qualified in Reiki, and then I started meeting more people that were kind of into that spiritual stuff. I went and done a thing with a guy called the Primal Man, and I've done Reiki and I've done an ice bath and I had a good chat with him, because it's nice to speak to another guy that's came from martial arts background and done similar stuff to you and he's passed, and like get a perspective, because he went to Nepal and lived with the monks and stuff like that, and lived in the mountains and done loads of stuff like that. So it's good to see a perspective of somebody that's went and, like I say, similar background but does all these different things and drops the ego and teaches you how to be a man, basically, because I think like all you see is fucking Andrew Tate and all these alpha men. Like, you don't need to be a fucking alpha man all the time. There's a time and place for it, but you don't need to be that all the time. You don't need to prove everything all the time, where the society nowadays, it's just like, oh, you have to be this, you have to be that. There's so much pressure on young guys. That's why there's so much fucking suicides, mate. Like, because everybody's got so much pressure on themselves.
So like, everyone's overthinking a lot more about who they are.
It's awful, because like I've been there myself, man. I've had a lot of really dark times in my past, but even in day-to-day life, mate, I struggle, man. Everyone struggles, but see when you have your pals, like close pals around you, and you have that small group, or you have a chat with somebody that's kind of like yourself, like open chat, I just think it's so powerful, but because everyone's struggling. There's not somebody out there that's not struggling, I don't think, anyway. I've never met
one person.
Exactly. The luckiest fuck, man, if they're not struggling.
Their brain has no voices.
Exactly, no voices in the head telling me you're shite. But that's the kind of thing. Kind of thing was a big game changer. Again, another thing like a lot of fighters do, and wouldn't tell you. Like, a lot of them do meditation, a lot of them do the mushrooms, a lot of them do the weed smoking. Like, so many times I get questions going, oh, what do you think about weed? I'm like, I can't really comment because I've done it myself for ages. Like, I can't be a hypocrite and say, oh, I don't think you should do it, because I think it's a better vice than drinking, especially for a fighter. You lose control of your mind and you go out drinking and you're sniffing or drinking, mate, and shit can go bad very quickly. And you can get in trouble because you're a dangerous weapon at that point. If the average person doesn't know how in trouble they are from a fighter.
Yeah, because
like you don't know how to fight, and if somebody knows how to fight, they can do a lot of damage. So I think like you're better smoking weed than just being in control and being in the house. But I'm not advocating everybody to smoke weed.
everyone just get a fucking high.
Everyone just get blazed. But I think that it's important for downtime for fighters because it's so. It's always go. You need something to switch off, and for me that would be my advice.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah.
And then you're talking about how you went into Christianity. Was it, what
Catholicism.
How did you get into that?
My wife.
Wife as well.
My wife again. But it was an experience I had in Switzerland. So I was in a cathedral in Switzerland, and I prayed for the first time. I don't know why I prayed. I prayed for the first time. I went up. All these all the lights came on in the chapel, the cathedral. All the lights fired on, and I was like, okay, that was weird. And then this wee old woman came out the corner and started speaking to me. And she was talking to me in like broken English and talking to me like she'd known me.
Yeah.
Her eyes were like this blue colour, like beaming blue.
Yeah.
Weirdest thing I've ever seen. And I went back that night, didn't really think too much of it. Went back that night, had a mad nightmare type thing, called upon Jesus. And he appeared, cleared all the nightmare out of my brain. And all the church bells outside started dinging. And I was like, this is too weird, mate. This is like a sign. I woke up at the exact time where the bells were all ringing outside. And then I started like feeling different. I could almost like feel it in my hands, like an energy around me, like a protection energy almost. And I just called that God basically.
Yeah.
I think God's everywhere. I think God's constantly around us. And I'm very new to it. I pray with the rosary every day. That's one of my things I do nowadays. But again, it's come from my wife. I don't really know this. I came from an atheist background, mate. Like this is all brand new to me, reading the Bible. And I don't think that it's so much going to church and being gimmicky. I think it's having a personal relationship with God and me talking to God in my own way and doing my prayer with my rosary beads and stuff like that. That's just something that kind of makes me feel light. Do you know what I mean? Like, see, when I finish my prayer, I just feel like everything goes away. All the stress kind of goes away, which it could be placebo, but I believe that there's something there. I don't believe that it's a gimmick. I think that there's something there. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I can't explain it, but I can feel it. If that makes sense. And again, it was just about being a good person, really. I think. I just think there's so much bad in this world. Why not try it and be good?
And then you've
it's working for me. It's working for me, all right. But yeah, that's kind of how that happened for me. It was very weird because I wrote a full paper in America about being an atheist because I went to a very, very religious school in America because most places you go to in America are very religious, especially when I was in Ohio. Step on that band, mate. No. I was in Ohio, so very religious kind of area. Good, mate. Harder. Nice. One more. Good. And then your jumps. I was in a religious area and I thought, this is a load of shite, but come down the line, 10 years, mate, and I'm now believing it. So, can't it be that much shite? Everything happens for a reason, I believe. Like, I was put in that place to kind of see how people, because it was a lot about community and singing and being in a family kind of thing with God thing in America, but it was forced upon you.
Yeah.
So if you didn't go to chapel and do your services, you couldn't play in the sports team.
Okay,
so I couldn't play golf if I didn't make a certain amount of chapels, so I didn't like that, so that pushed me away from it. And then again, like I say, the Catholicism thing, I just like the prayer and I like the Mother Mary side of things. I think the Mother Mary's very powerful.
Yeah.
And I'm just doing my own research into it now and starting to learn it, but I find it's a very interesting thing to see.
Yeah, and you do, by the sounds of it, a lot of research into like different
everything.
What is that just always been your mindset to kind of learn as much as you can about the things you enjoy?
I just like to self-learn all the time. Like I've watched every YouTube video on golf. I've watched every YouTube video on Muay Thai. Every jiu-jitsu thing. I used to buy all the instructors. I just like to study things that if I enjoy it. If I don't enjoy it, nothing's getting done. I don't like it at all. I find it so hard to switch on to something if I don't like it. But if I like it, then you can't get me off of it. It's obsessive, mate. And again, that's me learning to control that the older I get, because it, like, for example, it could be like last week I was up to 3 in the morning every night doing this massage course, and I'm like, I started at 7 o'clock in the night. how am I still sitting doing this and I don't even know time's happened because I'm just go, and then I'm up to 3 in the morning and I'm like, I need to control that better because sleep's important. But yeah, I just obsess over things, mate. Like once I enjoy something, I have to know every single detail of it. I don't know why that is.
Just
always been,
just
since I was a wee boy, mate. Since I was about 3-4 years old, I've always been the same. I've always had to research things my own way.
We'll go back to your training. How is it for you then, specificing like for each athlete? How do you choose what to help train with them? Or
so I'll usually send them a questionnaire, say what their goals are, if they've got any injuries, what their sport is, and I'll tailor things to them. I'll look at their body, I'll get them to send me pictures. So I'll look at imbalances in the body, if the shoulder's up high, if the hip's up high, if there's a rotation in the shoulder, if there's kyphosis, so that both the shoulders come forward kind of thing. I'll look at all these different things and I'll tailor it to what the person needs. If it's a really strong person, I'll maybe work on a bit more speed stuff, a bit more banded things, a bit more jumps, kind of get them used to other things, because I don't want to work on their strengths all the time. I want to bring their strengths up, but also bring their weaknesses up. Do you know what I mean? I like to, I program in 8-week blocks, so I usually like a 12-week fight camp, so we do a 12 weeks, 8 weeks of build, so 6 weeks of building, a 2-week deload, and then we go into a power phase, which is your lower weights, high intensity, isometrics, ballistics, jump, a lot more explosive stuff. So I like to do all that kind of side of things. But per athlete, it really depends on their goals. If somebody's struggling with back pain, it might be a weak glute, it might be a weak hamstring, it might be a weak core. I'll look at all the different areas, I'll build the strength unilaterally, so we'll do one side at a time, do you know what I mean? There's loads of different ways to do things, but that's kind of how I program. I base it on what the athlete needs and what they've gave me information-wise, and then we'll find a program that works for them. And I usually find that you want 2 or 3 compound movements, a couple of accessories, and then a couple of like core or ballistic movements is what I like to do every kind of thing. So you see how the kind of lifts we've done today, we've done a box squat, we've done pull-ups, we've done the banded floor press and the ball slam, we're now doing the kettlebell swings and the jumps, and then we're going to finish with some core now. So I like to target the whole body in a session. I never want to just do upper body or lower body. I think that's too bodybuilding. I like full body sessions, and like I say, it's an accessory to your fighting. So I want high intensity, but not so much fatigue. Do you know what I mean? So I want everything to be done at high intensity, but doesn't have to be overly heavy load all the time, because I want you still to be able to go and train at night. Like you might be doing Muay Thai later or kickboxing later in your cell. You don't want to be sitting there agony for 2 or 3 days. You don't want that. So it needs to be smart programming to be done in that way, so it benefits the fighter rather than being all about the lifting. Like the lifting's an accessory, like I say. Conditioning wise, again, depends on what they're doing. A grappler, I'll give them a bit different conditioning to a Muay Thai fighter versus an MMA fighter versus a boxer. Do you know what I mean? They all get kind of a little bit different, but pretty similar, to be fair, for conditioning. I might do a little bit more squeezing and isometric and arm burnout for grapplers, because grappling's a hell of a lot of tension and isometric squeezing and slow build up. Where same with clinching, I'll do a lot of clinching stuff for Muay Thai guys, but like kickboxers and stuff, it'll be about speed and like air bike sprints a lot of the time and stuff like that, mate. But everybody's kind of doing similar conditioning, because there's only a certain blueprint to conditioning. Do you know what I mean?
And they're all kind of doing the same.
Yeah, all kind of doing similar sports. You're fighting somebody at the end of the day, so it is kind of similar. But like I say, with the programming, it just depends on what the athlete wants. Honestly, see some people, they come in here and they're in for like an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes. It's only maybe an hour session, but we just talk shite the whole time. Still get the work done, but we talk a lot in between. Like, see me and Flynn, honestly, mate, it's like...
Do you think it's good for you though, having that relationship?
Because you need that relationship. I mean, they've got to trust you. They're going to fight. They need to trust your information and have a relationship with them. And like, you need to be friends at the end of the day as well as coach, and they have respect for each other basically. But it's important to have, like, imagine coming in and being like, do that. You'd be like, oh, this is fucking boring. What am I doing training with him, man? Like, have a wee bit of personality and like talk to each other about some personal stuff as well. Like, I think that's important, especially as a coach and fighter relationship. Like, you just need to have that, especially like say with combat athletes. I don't think it's that important with normal PTs, but for my kind of realm, I think it's an important thing to do.
That's class.
But
And we were talking about like how you're having these personal relationships with your fighters. Do you think it's important to be able to at least them open up to you?
Oh, aye.
Definitely wouldn't.
Yeah,
Because you are like.
I see them all the time. Honestly, mate, we talk about our problems, we talk about our stresses, we talk about like we're very open with each other, and I'm not telling anybody else their secrets. They're not telling anybody mine. So it's important to have that trust and bond with each other. Like I think that's one of the most important things. I think that's one of the most like valuable things. Like one of my biggest, like my proudest things is like my relationship with my fighters is like we're very close. We're very, very close. Like I follow around the country, go different places. I think that you need to be friends basically, but you also need to respect, and like if I tell you go on the fucking airbike and go, you need to just go. So I have that, and that's one of my biggest things for me is the relationship. Yeah, it's definitely one of the biggest things. I mean, I talked to Flynn about this the other day. I was like, one of the most like, what do you find that the best thing is working with me? And he was talking about as well. It's like we can have just a normal chat. It doesn't always have to be about Muay Thai. It can be about life. It can be about girlfriends. It can be like, because I'm older than most of them as well. I've got a wee bit more life experience. I know I look baby faced, but I'm 29 this year. Like, I'm a wee bit older, so I've got a lot of life experience, and I can pass down a wee bit of knowledge, and they can help me as well. So I think that's important.
You are being like not just like a trainer to them, you're being like a
just being like a big brother almost. Yeah, like I think it's important, mate. I think that's one of the most valuable things is to just have a relationship with your clients.
As well as I think something's really cool because I saw you were at Impact.
Every fight show, mate.
You're at every fight you're
show.
At Impact, so was I, and I think it's a really cool thing that you go to watch your fighters.
Obviously, mate. I think that's important, mate. They're investing in me. I've got to show the respect back, and then like I say, obviously it costs money, but at the same time, like that might end up getting me another client. That builds me a relationship with the client because they're like, oh, you've spent so much money coming to support me. I also buy my clients knockout donuts, so if they get a knockout, they get donuts.
Oh fuck!
Anyone want to join the team? You get knockout donuts.
Is it just one donut, or did they get a
No, a full tray of 12 Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh, I haven't tried. Just try for the donuts.
So I think that like wee things like that are just like wee bit more personal touches, but yeah, you have to go to fights. Like you have to support them. They're coming to you. Like I said, Jack came 3.5 hours on a fucking train to get to me. I'd be a bit shit if I was like, sound all good luck. I'm not going to come support you. Do you know what I mean? Like I think that's important to go and support. I try and get to every fight show I can. Sometimes I can't make everyone, but I make most of them.
Try and make as many
95% I would say I make like up and down the country, everywhere I go. Newcastle, London, wherever I need to go, I'll try and go there. Because I'll just work around the schedule.
What's the furthest you've been?
Furthest I've been so far, I would say like, I've not really, I would like to go to Thailand and support one and stuff, but it's obviously expensive. But I've been to Ireland a few times, been to Northern Ireland a few times, I've been down to England countless times. Like I used to go to England every month, but I would say, well, Dublin's probably the furthest because it's probably the furthest flight away. But it's not even about the distance; it's just more about like going and supporting them when it's something that it's like So, for example, Flynn going to fight Tom Keogh just before he's now blowing up and he's a one championship athlete, and seeing that kind of slow rise. So Flynn was telling me he watched Tom Keogh years ago in Thailand in a tournament. He was like, I'd like to fight him, and that I get to be there for that experience and be part of that experience with him. And he sees like, oh, I've flown over and maybe only a few other folks there for him, but I've made the effort to come over and support me. That's an important thing for me because especially, like I say, Flynn's helped me, support me, and done loads of things for me. So I think it's good to give back, even if like it costs a bit of money. Like costs £200-300 sometimes, but it comes back to you. And like I say, it's not. I'm not about making loads of money. I want to actually enjoy. I want to enjoy my life and have these experiences. And I think it's valuable to go and do these things. Because imagine I just sat there and obviously Tom Keogh is now who he is, and he's won one championship and he's won everything basically. And I got to see my fighter fight him at a young age where they might fight again in a few years' time and it might be a different result. And I get to see like the development, the development, and I get to see like. That's quite a big moment, like him fighting somebody like that, especially when he's only 21, 22 years old. Like that's a big thing. So I think that's important for me anyway. I think that's one of the most important things is going and supporting your athletes. As best you can.
As many times
as many times as I can. Good man. Nice.
I choose road, don't worry. I wasn't driving a motor, but
There you go.
Good man.
you're scheming it.
Sorted.
Nice, mate. Well done.
Class. That's done.